Long ago, in the lush forests of central India,
lived an old woman named Boshri.
she lived alone in her humble hut, selling firewood in the local market every day for just enough to get by.
Though as the years passed by, the heavy work of carrying files to firewood on her back and walking barefoot to the market every day was starting to wear her out.
I'm getting so old. All this work is just too much for my aging body. If only I had a child, everything would be so much easier. But well, I'm all old, and I'm familyless, and I have no husband, so me having a child is just wishful thinking. It can be done anyway. It's getting dark. I should head back home before the path gets too dark to follow.
As Mohseni was about to get up and return home, a loud, rumbling voice echoed all throughout the forest. Squirrels and rabbits screamed, birds flew off as the ground beneath their feet shook.
Oi, old lady, answer me. Where is your child? I'm starving here, can't you see? I want to feast tonight.
Boshri was frozen in fear. Suddenly it felt like her legs were turned into noodles, forced to support the weight of 1,000 suns.
Child? Sir, I really don't have a child. Please.
Lies, all lies.
The giant's ear-shattering, booming voice resonated throughout the woods, sending every last animal scurrying away. Branches shook and swayed from the sheer loudness of his voice.
Sir, I'm sorry, I really am. But I'm telling the truth when I say I don't have a child. If you must, please, go ahead and make me your meal.
I don't want to eat all people like you. Your meat's all dry and thin, and your heart bones hurt.
After a short while of contemplation, the giant pulled out a small, tattered pouch for Boshrini. Inside were the seeds of cucumber.
Listen up here, I'll say this only once. Take this pouch of cucumber seeds and plant them. They will bear fruit, and among your everyday cucumbers, a large golden cucumber will grow. Take special care of the specific cucumber, and when it's ripe, carefully pluck it from the stem. Inside will be a child, and you will raise them. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, yes. Understood, sir.
I will return on your sixth birthday. It will be the most delicious meal you owe me that. Got it?
I understand.
I'll scrap.
And with that, Mohseni quickly fled the scene with few rushed thank yous for the sparing of her life.
The moment Boshrini arrived home, she quickly got to work, doing as the giant had instructed her and planting the cucumber seeds.
Though as she covered the seeds of soil and picked up a bucket of water, her mind couldn't help but ponder back to what the giant had said.
Is it really possible for a child to be buried from a cucumber plant? I mean, I'm happy to have a child to be the sunshine of my lonely life, but I'm still doubting this whole cucumber thing. Actually, maybe it's better I stop questioning his choices if I want to keep mine and, hopefully, this child alive.
Many moons have passed by since that day with the giant, but Srini faithfully watered the cucumber every day, carefully observing their slow but sure growth.
Among them, a certain cucumber grew to be much larger than the rest, and as the days went by, its lush green hues gradually shifted towards a warm golden yellow.
Oh wow, I think it should be ripe by now. It really is a golden cucumber.
Slowly and carefully, but Srini dragged her knife down the cucumber, gently cutting it open.
You could imagine the shock she felt when a real baby's crying sounded from the inside.
With tears of joy pricking at the corner of her eyes, she wrapped the child up in a warm, soft blanket and held her close.
Hmm. Dear, 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 your mother's here.
And so she named her new child Timun Mas.
Many years had went by since then, and Timun Mas grew to be a healthy and talented daughter.
But Sydney sung endless praises of gratitude up into the heavens.
Ever so thankful for a child as devoted and hardworking as Timun Mas was.
Though oftentimes as she looked up to meet her daughter's eye, she couldn't help this thing in her heart. She had promised the giant her life after all, and her sixth birthday drew after near with each sunrise.
In reality, though, on one mid-afternoon day, as she was resting on her porch and waiting for her daughter to come back from the market.
But Srini, have you forgotten your oath? Where is the child? I have lost all patience.
Please, Timun Mas is still much too young. Her meat mustn't be all that savory yet. Please, come back in a few years. Surely in 2 more she'll be the tastiest meal you'll ever have.
Fine, you have a point. I'll be back. But mark my words, only 2 more years, no more stalling after that.
Yes, of course.
With a wet cackle that echoed all throughout the woods, the giant went and disappeared into the bushes.
At the queen's stomach, her heart still felt like it was beating in her throat after that encounter with the giant.
And as her eyes fluttered shut, flying off to the land of her dreams.
Hmm, where am I?
Bossini, listen carefully to me and heed Bossini. Your daughter's life is counting on this.
Wait, who are you? And what do you mean by my daughter's life is counting on this?
There is no time, and my name matters not. Remember my words. That is all I ask for you. This dream will not last long.
Uh, Alright, I'm listening.
Instruct your daughter to meet me at the mountain peak. I will be there waiting for her.
Alright, should I accompany her?
No, just Timun Mas should come.
I understand. I will tell the nurse about this. Thank you, kind sir.
Before the hermit could respond, time had already ran out. Bosini blinked and she was back in her bedroom.
Boshrini informed her daughter of her dreams in the early morning, just as the skies had begun to lighten up.
She knelt down to pull Timun Mas into a tight embrace.
Jonas, my lovely, beautiful daughter, before you go, I have something important to tell you. Something I've been hiding for quite a while by now.
Huh? What is it, mother?
You must have realized by now that I am not your biological mother, right?
She avoided Boshrini's eye. It was a question she had meaning to ask her ever since the children down at the market pestered her about it.
But she didn't want to hurt Bosini's feelings.
She had raised Timun all her life, kept her safe, fed, happy, and feeling loved and cared about. Bosini's her real mother, not because of blood relations, but because she cares.
Nonetheless, she answered truthfully and honestly. She will never lie to her mother.
I I have, but that doesn't mean I love you any less.
Of course, Jonas. I love you too.
And so Bosini knelt down beside her daughter, explaining the long and hard-to-swallow truth.
By the time Washrini had finished her lengthy explanation, the rooster had begun to caw. Right, the hermit was waiting for them.
Did I take long? You should just be on your way, my child. Stay safe, please.
I will, mother. I love you. I love you, and please stay safe too.
Timun kissed her mother's hands and went on her way.
The sun had already reached the highest point in the sky by the time Timun Mas found the hermit's cave.
She rested a hand on the rough stone and called out into the darkness.
Hello, sir? Is anyone home?
Almost as if they were sentient, candles lit themselves up and illuminated a path deeper into the cave. Timun Mas widened her eyes in surprise, and hesitantly followed the path with caution.
So cold in here. Is this really the hermit's home?
She soon reached the end of the corridor, and the last candles formed in a circle lit up. The hermit slowly uncrossed his legs, looking up at her with a warm smile.
Timun Mas, I have been waiting for you.
Good afternoon, sir.
I'm afraid we don't have much time to talk, and apologize for that. Please come closer.
Yes, what is it?
The hermit held out four small pouches in his hand.
Just they will protect you in your time of need. If the giant ever comes to lay a finger on you, but you must open them only when you have no other choice.
Oh, thank you, but if I may ask, what's inside these pouches?
See soon. Off you go now. Stay safe on the road home.
Timun Mas bowed down, holding the hermit's hands to her forehead, then bid him farewell.
Mother, I'm.
Timun Mas held a hand to her mouth. Stifling a gasp as she stared up the giant who was chastening Boschini. She immediately ducked behind a tree.
But it was too late. The giant had already heard the rustling of leaves beneath her feet.
You must run. Save yourself.
You will stay where you are. I'm tired of wasting for my meal.
With a shaky and ragged breeze, Timun Mas broke into a sprint. She ran faster than she ever had in her life, her heart pounding so hard against her chest. She felt like her eardrums were starting to shatter.
The giant was right behind her, one hair strand away from being snatched right up. His footsteps were loud and heavy, sending
Mini earthquakes all throughout the land. If her shaky, adrenaline-filled ankles take one misstep, that would be the end of her everything.
My life! Heavens, my life! He's going to catch me if I don't run fast enough. I'm going to be the giant's next meal. He's going to. I still have so much to live for.
But right, there's still hope. The pouches the hermit gave her.
Sucking in a deep breath, she braced herself, and threw the first pouch's contents behind her. They were cucumber seeds, and immediately as they touched the ground, a garden of cucumbers grew and blossomed out.
A miracle from heaven. The giant was momentarily distracted by his hunger. He kneeled down to pluck a few cucumbers, devouring them whole in a bite.
It didn't sit for long. He looked up to Timun Mas again and quickly continued.
There's no point in running with the girl. You can't stop the inevitable. I will have you.
In a panic, Timun Mas threw the second and third pouch behind. A thick and tall bamboo forest grew out, poking at the giant from everywhere. And right after was a salty river that would surely sting all his cuts.
Again, the giant broke free and continued his pursuit. Timun Mas's legs were starting to get sore from all the running.
He's catching up. Oh God. I hope this last one works.
With all her might, she threw the last pouch at him, and she dared not to look back.
She ran and ran until her legs gave out and she collapsed onto the ground.
Oh God, dear God. Please don't eat me, please. Please.
But as she finally turned around to look behind, all that was left of the giant was an ocean of hot, scalding mud.
Timus, Timus dear, where are you?
Mother, I'm here, over here.
Deep sigh of relief, immediately rushing to her side and holding her dear daughter close.
And so the threat of the giant was no more, and now Timun Mas and Boshri could live happily and safely.